getting tough on me. Now you want to get tough on me. A cow or chicken in there. Right. Definitely. Back in here, you definitely could put something in there. Hey, we got a lot of reference for Highland cattle. Oh, you put one of those guys back there. I was talking with Mike about that today about Highland cattle. They really like the cold weather and stuff. So hey, who knows? You guys want to do it? But today I'm just going to be going through how to paint the scene first. Okay, not add a lot of stuff to it yet. If we have time, but I've already, spent a lot of time just trying to get on here today. Anyway, here's the photo. There we go. There we go. That's a pretty nice photo. Nice color. That's one of the things that always draws my attention when I start looking at these things. You got some nice yellows, and then you got this beautiful blue sky up there. Those two colors kind of just go together so well. I mean, they just make a painting easy to paint because of they're so complementary to each other, the yellow and the blue. Yellow, orange, blue, orange and blue kind of a complementary colors. But this is really beautiful. I like that a lot. The snow really breaks up the scene and just takes you all the way through the scene. Really nice. Then you got this, definitely have the strong, road that's pushing you in there. And then you got the nice snow also shooting you in there. And you got a tree that's taking you up. Then you got grabbing you and pulling you back down. So you got some fun things going on with this painting. No people, like you said, no people chicken. But if you want to put a chicken right here, there you go, Lynette. There's your chicken. I put him right there. He's a little big. He's kind of that head's a little big. But you could always put one in there. Yeah, the blue shadows are gorgeous, and I like the way it crosses. You see this hump and stuff too? That tells you about the road, that shadow going up and around, over. It doesn't just go straight across it, making that road flat. It has a hump in it. So it tells you that is a really pretty big ridge right there. So think about that kind of little stuff. Even the nice blue shadow back in here. Okay. So that's, everything's good. Everything looks good. Good design. It's really moving back there. Great color. Just think about this for a second. This is before I ever paint, pick up a brush and stuff, I'll look at this and kind of have to figure out what has to be laid down first, what has to be laid down second, how things are going to have to run. I know this blue probably has to go on before the white, but not too early, not probably too early. This road has to be done, before you put on the snow. You want to get these gradations of wet road and blacktop and dry blacktop, and then even some dirt here. So I would be starting, of course, if you're working darks to light, this is where you want to start. You're going to probably knock in all this stuff here and there. And then one thing about trees like this, this little much of a dark doesn't really get me too far when I have to paint. It's just, I can get a dark over this stuff pretty easily. I won't have to come back. I mean, so I would probably paint the background before I put the tree in afterwards, even with the darks and stuff. Darks, it's not too bad to be put in. But of course, just working darks to light, you want to get the pavement in. That's going to be fun. Get that, and then the snow is always going to probably be really close to the last thing to put in, just because of how it's going to, being light and you want to keep it clean. One thing about the snow, though, let me tell you, there's just a rule of thumb about shadows and stuff. Warm days, warm sun like this, you can tell it really nice, easily in this one. Warm sun, cool shadows. So you got these beautiful blue shadows. On a gray day, you're going to have warm shadows, so more red in your shadows, more of the oxide red type or Venetian type colors in your snow, in your shadows. So it'd be more gray. But this is like a bright sunny day, so the shadows are going to be nice and blue. This fence or this little part of the gate, definitely last thing to put in. That is going to be put in with probably, a dozen strokes of the knife, just laying it in one, two, like that, that at the end. It's not a big thing. And I want, when I do that, put that gate in, I want to keep it as thin as possible. It's not like a big idea. It's not like a gorgeous looking fence or gate or, thing. It's just very thin and stuff. But it's challenging that way, to be able to put in that fence that gate that way. And that's what it's kind of fun, after you have all this beautiful painting done, and then the last thing you got to do is lay in that thing perfectly. Hey, got to have some challenge to it, right? Because you can get away with murder on the rest of the stuff. This stuff's all brush stroke, fun brush strokes, right? Then you got some vertical or horizontal strokes back there in the snow to keep those guys nice and simple. But this stuff, I want that kind of looking, simple, goofy stuff. We want some real excitement kind of stuff to pull everybody in. You want everybody like going down a funnel. You want everybody to go around, and then shoot down through that funnel and back in there. And then you hit the tree, and then come back around, and you're going to go around again. That's kind of fun. Keep the eye moving. Okay. So that's what I have planned. Okay, snow colors, bright colors. Those are whites, but if you look at them really, these guys are up near ones and stuff and twos. They're not quite that bright. Snow is supposed to, even get, lose color as it goes back in space too. So yeah, these guys down here probably can have a lot more blue in them and some red in them. And even back in here, they start to get really kind of, they do become more white and grayed out and stuff. But so we'll think about that. But a lot of times when you're doing snow like that, it's just going to end up doing it for you a little bit too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with even going with something like this back there and stuff too. The space, in snow, it's one of those things. It's just the contrast around it sometimes also dictates how bright that snow is. So you can gray things down just by not giving them anything contrasty back there. So these woods back here, as long as they don't have anything dark in them like this area or this area, that they are more very mid-tone. You take those guys and you keep them right at a 6 or a 7. Yeah, try probably 6 would be even better. That will just gray out the contrast between that and the snow and that and the sky. So, it'll fall back in space on its own. Because that's another way to create space, is just by contrast. Yellow, beautiful yellows. Okay, good looking tree. A lot of stuff over here. Okay, a lot of goofy branches, and that's okay to have goofy branches on this stuff, because we're going to have goofy grass on both sides, and then just little sticks going through here. Got goofy. Everything's a little goofy in this thing, but then you got this middle part of the painting here. Just settles the whole thing down, puts everything in perspective. Oh, very nice. The only thing I would say, if you wanted to do something, it's really pretty good the way it is. This guy over here is way off to the side. It's really nice. I mean, yeah, if you wanted to bring the horizon up just a little bit, take this white, make it just a little bit higher, and put the trees right there. Because, blue sky is blue sky. If you did that, that might be nice. I just didn't want to do it to trim that up because of the tree itself. You start losing all these limbs up here, and all you got left is this stuff over here. And that does look weird. So you got to have a few limbs reaching over from that side. So if you do a crop, make sure you got a limb from that side going over. So, and that is about it. Nice cold painting to do on a cold night like we have. Perfect. Where's the hot chocolate? Let's go.
Jim, I have a question.
No, Eva has a question. Okay, go ahead.
Regarding this composition, that little fence, that gate, and this whole line is smack in the middle. Is it those rules? 1/3, 1/3, 1/3?
Yeah, that's where I was going to go. I don't really worry about this one as much as I worry about the horizon being at 1/3. So if you just took, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, as soon as you do that, you start getting these two being exact. Boy, yeah, we'll play with it. We'll work it out. I mean, you could bring this up. Well, then it's going to hit right in the middle. Oh boy, Eva, you caused all kinds of problems. Now, I don't think there's a really too big a deal about pushing it up a little bit. And yeah, as long as this doesn't cut exactly in the middle, like if it doesn't go right through number 5, that's the middle. So if you wanted to bring it down, squish it down to a 6, that you do that. But see, that's the whole thing about creating lines in your painting. All of a sudden, you're going to get these lines exactly the same. So really, I wasn't really too worried about these things as long as you get a little bit of an angle on the side here. If you have a little bit of an angle like that, it's not a flat line. So you get away with that, and it's not really going all the way across. The only thing that's pulling it across is the shadow, and that doesn't count. And that's at an angle too. That's a strong angle right here. So I think I wouldn't worry about that as much as I would say about pushing this up a little bit, maybe, but that stuff kind of happens naturally. And just watch when you have, limbs starting at the same place. You have snow coming out. Make sure you have one at different levels. So you don't have like things that feel like they could shoot right through. That snow was created by a branch or something like that. Goofy things. You could also put snow on the branches if you want. They would go on the top, just little dashes of snow. That might be nice to help bring it around too. Always ideas. Try to get these ideas out and think about them as you're painting before you paint. So, but otherwise, I don't really see. I don't worry about that one because if these guys are at a nice angle like that, you'll pass it right by. That'll be good. Okay. Anybody else want to take me on? Come on. I dare you.
Where's the stream? Where's the river? I like a water feature.
Okay, right back there for you. There you go. See it?
Okay.
Right back there. You can put it in there. Yeah, okay. You do so well on those. Or you can put one right in here, going back out there. That'd be nice. Nice little, going something like that. We'll look at it for you. Sure we will. Okay. Enough. We are not going to get this class in if we just keep lollygagging around.
And complaining.
Yeah. Let's see if this works. Oh, look at that. It worked. course, it didn't go to the right place. How come that looks like that there? Huh. Flip this. Come on. There we go. Is that better? Wait. One of those nights. Is it just the cold? Technology just doesn't want to work tonight. Taking the night off. Yeah, I don't know why we got knocked off there. So, hey, let me put my. I don't know. This. Let me know if that. Hopefully, this will help too. Put my mic on. Let me know if I don't make any noise. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yep.
Yay! Life is good. Okay. All right, got it up. All right, this is really good again. This is a pretty good photo. We're gonna have some nice fun. Titanium white. I gotta put some more titanium white out. Or Pimoba white would probably be good too. I'm just gonna go with a warm white. I'm not gonna play with a couple whites. I mean, I was doing that a little while ago, putting Pimoba out and this titanium out because of Pimoba is a cooler white and stuff, which it would be good to use on something like this, but it's sometimes just not worth the hassle. When the snow is grayed out anyway, it'll be fine. Okay, so I got titanium white, cad yellow light, cad red light, cad orange, oxide red light. You could have Venetian or Terra Rosa. Both would be really good answers. We got alizarin crimson. This is rose madder deep. Cobalt blue hue, which would be perfect for this one. And phthalo green, because we need phthalo green. I do have some burnt sienna out. Here, this is right here. This is the difference. This is burnt. I have transparent oxide red here. Transparent oxide red. And then this is burnt sienna. The oxide red is darker than the burnt sienna. I also have burnt umber out, and I do have a little bit of ochre out, but you know, it's okay. I just have all these, you know, I just felt like putting out colors, you know, today. I'll be painting with a big brush, most of it, but then I'm gonna need, definitely when you get to these guys, this kind of stuff, anything with that kind of little texture, you know, you can just see that's what a bristle brush does right there. So a lot of this stuff up here, definitely a bristle brush. You know, this will take care of a lot of this stuff right in here. And then dragging this stuff over, probably a nice rock of the brush will get all this stuff pretty quickly. When we get there, I'll show it to you. Going to be some knife work in here. So we're going to have a lot of fun, lots of playing. But back to what we got here. We got burnt sienna here. And this is transparent oxide red. So if I put white in these guys, you can see, we can see what the difference is. Both are transparent. Oh, grabbed a little bit too much. But when they come down, I mean, really, they're very close. I mean, I think this is just a little yellower. The oxide red light is just a little warmer than burnt sienna. That's about it. But both are very close. Yeah, I can really start to see the warmth in this one over that one. Good to know. Okay, those are our first colors. See you later. Yeah, I didn't think that one would play too well. But, you know, let's, you know, save them over here. Down here. We'll use them. I could see that in there if you want to use some yellow. Burnt sienna, I mean, it's a very common color. Very easy and cheap color to get. So we could definitely be using burnt sienna. All right, let's get going on this. Darkest colors. You look at these colors, you're going to find them mostly in the tree and right at the bottom of the gate here going across. Not too much on the road, really. The road's probably a secondary color. So let's get going. Those are some warm reds and greens together, I think. So I'm going to go with a little bit of green. Start off. I'm not going to be using green very much, probably even in this painting. So that's what I'm going to start off with it. And oxide red. Definitely one on each side. I would have keep one on the green side, one on the red side. You can keep these guys pretty dark too, because it is pretty dark. So, you never know. I might be able to break those down into the road too. So, you never know. You just get going here and you start looking and see how things go. But I'm going to go over to blue now. Blue and oxide red. Now, blue and alizarin first. Blue and alizarin. Probably should make a slightly bigger pile of these guys. Okay. So, blue and alizarin in this one. Just a little bit more alizarin. Want this one on the red side. There we go. Then just keep this one really just a little bit of alizarin in this one. I want to. That's one of the things about snow is the alizarin in these blues keep them really light. And that's this is one of the key colors I use when I do a cool or a warm sunny day setting like this. That blue and a little bit of alizarin with white will make this. We'll make these purples down here really nice. Other colors. Definitely got some yellows. We got some warms. We got some darks. Oh, I need one more. I'm gonna do a warmer, slightly warmer blue, purplish thing. We're gonna go with oxide red, which will knock the snot out of that blue. Boy, can't even tell there's blue in it. That's how strong that color is. And then this one will be on the blue side. This might be too strong for. Just knock that down. This one I want to definitely need a really on the blue side would be nice because of it's going to make really close to probably when I knock it all the way down with white or knock it all the way up with white, I should be able to get all the snow taken care of. But also this stuff will be good for the tree. A lot of these things are going to be crossover. I'll be able to go from either one to put this tree maybe more warm and then put this one in a little bit. These are over here cooler, gray them down, be able to get this stuff back in here. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe the water right here. Let's get that water in there too, which we all see now. Okay. The road color. That's why I put out burnt sienna. One of my favorite little road colors. Oops, got a little phthalo green in it. Let's see what happens. Blue and burnt sienna together. It's going to be a little warm there. Make sure you do two versions. That one's going to leave that one on the burnt sienna side. So when I got it, might as well go make sure it's really fully on the burnt sienna side, and then they take this one and add some more glue to it. Make sure it's the other way around. Now, that should take care of pretty much the painting colors. These guys are going to be go in all the darks. Not too many really different darks back in here. So we're going to have to get to some yellow whites and some other ones. But let's split these colors down. Like I said, there's not huge amounts of dark up there. And so these piles up there don't have to be huge. We're still probably gonna have to make this a sky yet. But that's gonna be just blue, white, maybe a little phthalo green, maybe a little red in it, but not much. All right. So I'm gonna cut these guys. I see the value of this painting. If I look at it right about here on this thing, that is definitely a 5. 5-ish. So that means pretty good amount of white, almost equal amounts of white. Not equal amounts. No, it's not going to be equal amounts. It's going to knock it down too far. So let's go 3/4 to 1/4. Should be able to get me to it. Just a little bit more. But if I can get them all about there, I can get any color I can use here. They're all come into play for the road. So I'll be able to put greens against reds and purples against, greens, and they will work out really well. I mean, because you can see that, and most of the stuff back there gets knocked down too. So let's just see what happens here. This is the cool alizarin and blue here. Get that? See, this is that purple. That is just such a beautiful little clean, cool purple. Knowing your differences between a warm purple and a cool purple, will get you a long ways in painting. This is the blue purple. It's on the cool side again. This is what I was hoping was going to get in here. Pretty doggone close. I'm going to leave it right there then too. We don't need a ton of this color. It's going to come in throughout this thing. And that's the thing, it's from this area down here to this area down to here. It's really one color purple. And that's just that. So you don't have to do too much. This is going to be a warm purple or grayed out purple because I'm using a warm red. But you can see this is just, wow, that's beautiful. You can get, use it in the trees. You can use it in the road. You can use it back in here. Let me knock it down one more step because I really want to be able to use it back there. Now let's see what the blue one. This is supposed to be on the blue side. Let's see how. Yeah, there it is. It's smoky blue. This is why I had to make up this color because I figured it was going to go back here. I want to put it back in there too. So that's just, colors I know I got to make up.
Hey.
Yeah.
What kind of behavior is that?
Okay, they weren't talking to me. I'm going to add just a little more white to it. Still staying a little dark. Okay, these next two colors be really nice. Like burnt sienna, burnt umber, burnt sienna and blue. I just add a little bit of white to them. They're going to come down and make this really nice grayed out color. That's where I thought it would be, like right around the wet pavement type area. Beautiful little. Just knowing your colors, that only comes from painting and remembering successes you've had with colors. This should go pretty nice in there too. This might be a little bit too much on the blue side, but it's okay. I was hoping you'd get it in here a little bit more. Tone that down a little bit. Gray it out a little bit more with some more burnt sienna into it. Gray it out. Really close. See, now I got that color. That's just an adjustment. Just add a little bit more burnt sienna into it. I don't need it really there, but I can see that now. I can get that into places and it'll work. Maybe not as much as that, but it'll work. All these colors playing together. All right. Now we got basically we have gotta make the grasses, the yellow grasses, and some mud. You know, most of the mud's right in here. We don't have to worry about that. And the blue sky, and then some highlights. Okay. Start with the grasses. If I was starting the grasses, let's start with oxide red. Oxide red, and if you have ochre together, just a little bit, you know. Oh, oxide red's pretty strong. Ochre's not that strong, so basically you get. Oh, look at this! Got that same color. That's the way it happens. So this is my ochre, and do just a little bit of oxide red because it was just changing so quickly. That's one way to go to get this color, to get in here and get to something that can work. It's probably going to need just to be grayed out. I'd probably have to pick out one of these colors up here and add it to it just to knock it down so it's not too bright. If I add a purple to it, purplish gray to it, it'll just take the edge off it a little bit so it's not too strong. So this is just ochre and oxide red together. That one has a lot more ochre in it. That doesn't. I'm just going to leave that one just because of. I'll use it. I'll add white to it, and you'll never know what's going to happen. I'm going to make up one more color because this one could work, but sometimes you just want to have a few options. So just a scratch of phthalo green and a bunch of cat orange together. You're going to find so many different ways to make the same color. It's close to being the same color, right? This is always like the long way home to get that color, to get an ochre. Just phthalo green and cat orange. That'll work out really well. The last one, I'm going to do one more because I'm thinking about the very end. So it's going to be alizarin in yellow. I want it orange. Make an orange now. I just flicked off all my alizarin, so this not going too orangey. Keep it kind of there, kind of rich. Just a little more red. Just bringing it in very slow because otherwise it will just pass me by. I really want this really kind of a yellow orange. That means just a little bit of red into it. Just because I think I can kick this one up with white and it'll be fine. So that's all I'm going to do now is take these guys up. I'll leave a little bit of these guys. Let's take them down and see what kind of colors we get by adding white to them. So I'm going to add just about the same amount just to get going here. Kind of, you can see this kind of goes on the red side. Might not get too many places here, but then you can start seeing it farther back in this area and stuff. You can start seeing these little spots back in here and stuff. And that could be mixing in with some of them at the end, putting it in at the end with some of the blue that's already there, from the sky. You put the sky in before it, would be nice. Okay, so this is basically ochre and oxide red. Now this is wow. Sorry, I get excited about not too much really quick, but when you start to get a color that's pretty much right there, that's good. So we definitely have the color, so we can paint this one. Lucky. This one is our made up ochre and white. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty clean, a lot cleaner color. And you can be able to put that in here. No, over here, it's gonna go over here and it can work all the way up here. See? Just having extra options. We all love options. So that's what I'm going for. And then this one yellow and white one should be pretty nice. Just as little accents of these grasses there. So take those guys up about here too. Boy, that's really holding its own against white right here. This is just cad yellow and little alizarin together. So I'm just gonna little bit too much, but that will help me get in here too. Do the last little things. I might have to take it up one more step. Only thing we didn't make up was snow. Oh, geez. Okay, let's make some snow. Okay, if you have oxide red out over here with white, or burnt sienna out here with white, you're halfway there. Just really add the white to it. Just a little piece of that. You can see the burnt sienna gets a little sweet. We'll have to gray that out. You see what happens with the oxide red. Oxide red, not bad. Definitely not in there. Okay. There we go. That cooled off. I'm not sure which one that was. I think I pulled it over from here. That grayed out. When I gray this one out, it's a little cooler. And that should work. I think I took it from a little ochre in it. Maybe that, I don't know. Maybe I just added more white. Okay. Anyway. So that's definitely not what we're going to be using all the time. That's definitely we'll be using this one and blue. So bring down some oxide red and blue mix that we knocked down to about halfway. Look at these greens and this red. And just hit these guys with, and take this blue and purple, and just take these guys way up to the same value as these guys, which is probably like number 2. So a lot of white. So you don't need much color there. I just want to, one of these guys is going to be perfect. And just going to have to be, there you go. Just a little bit of, that's what I was going to do with that, put some blue in it. Then you can see that could definitely start to fit in there, just a touch more white. Same here. I'm not going to go too bright. This one's on the blue side. Always good to have, especially when you get into shadows and stuff like that, to have an option. You could put this in the front, put this in the back here, and that will also give you some space. Here's the purple ones. These are cooler purples, and those are warmer purples. You can see, yeah, that's definitely in there. And this is that blue gray. What? Oh, these are from over here. That's why it's sort of grayed out. Oh, got some yellow in that. That's really gonna be grayed out. But just getting them all about the same value. See, you could start to use this gray, this blue gray, almost anywhere. You know, as long as you have the right color next to it, that's a good fill color, you know, transition colors from shadows to light areas. And then you got the regular blue. Oh, see, when you start getting into the cool ones back there, that, hey, I like options. I just love options. So I use up all my white. I can always use these guys for white too, as white. So this is, oh, one last thing. Shoot. Okay, I said about have this one spot here. I'm gonna start off with blue. This is sky color. Sorry, guys. Try to keep it as clean as possible, just straight blue. Just a hair of phthalo green into it. And then white to taste. I'm going to bring that up to value-wise. You know, value-wise, probably right around the 5. So right into this, these same things. Beautiful. I'm going to probably take this down. I'm going to save this big pile. And I would take a piece of it, bring it down here, a little piece here, add more white to a piece of it for the lower part. So it's really pale. Even more than that. There we go. So we can get this, it's always a lot lighter at the horizon, big skies like this. And then this one over here, do the same thing, man, add some white to it. This might even get lighter. That's much better. We can get that definitely down there. Okay, maybe on this one then I'll add just a little bit of red to it. Just a touch of cad red to it. Gray it out a little bit. Okay. All right, I'll go over the colors and then we'll start get busy on this one. All right, first we started off with oxide red and phthalo greens. This is on the red side, definitely a lot of red into it. That's on the green side. Add just a little more green to it because it is very red now. This and brought them down to white, about a number 5, maybe 6. These are alizarin crimson and blues. This is on the red side. That's on the blue side. Brought those guys down with white to about a 6. Here we have oxide red and blue. Or the warm red comes down. Makes a great out smoky blues and purples. Over here we did burnt sienna and blue. This is on the burnt sienna side. This is on the blue side. This blue is probably not going to be used a lot, I don't think, but you never know. I can get it all. I'll see where I can find it, get it in. From there, we went to some of the straw and dead grasses. Here we just start off with oxide red and yellow ochre. We mix those in. This is on the yellow ochre side. This is on the red side. Bring them down with white. Really close to getting in there. I mean, that's really close. This is making up our own kind of ochreish color with just a touch of green and orange together and bringing them down with white. Very good. It's going to be on the tops of those, some of these things or in the back. Here we have yellow and crimson, yellow and crimson and red together. Just a little bit of crimson, mostly yellow.
Let me go get
And then we just had a lot of white. Blues here. This is a sky, simple blue skies, just very simple blue. Just a little phthalo green into it, and white to right value. Took a piece of each one of those. This one I made a little darker, and I made both these lighter, but this one I left a little dark. Add just a little cad red into it, just for right in here in the middle section. Then on the lower area where it gets down here near the down near horizon, you can see how light that is. That's where I'll be using that. And if it's not light enough, I always have this white one over here I can use. So And speaking of these guys here are really my high key snow colors. And I'm really leaning towards this one being right. This is phthalo green and oxide red coming down here, and this is on the green side.
No,
These
it's true.
two here are from over here, these smoky or grays, grayed out colors. They're really close to being right too. And then these guys, just added these guys in, maybe up front. It might be good. And then we got some lighter, warmer colors to add in here and here and there to kind of pull it together. These can be tree colors too. I gray them out, a little bit of road color to them. I think I can get, they're going to be perfect. So all the colors we need for this painting are right there.
Daddy.
And you can see them. See, they go perfectly. Okay. All right. Any questions? Oh, you guys are easy tonight. You guys all like having the day off. I know we all had the day off, right? No one wants to talk. Okay, this must be exciting stuff. I'll keep quiet and get busy. I'll be switching over in a second. I gotta open up my panel here. All right, get this up. Okay, we'll probably run a few minutes late tonight since we had technical difficulties there going on. So it should be bad, but I think we can have this knocked out pretty easily. Okay, coming back. A second. Everything up and running. Okay, can I bring this in? Gonna have to mute everybody for now. So if you guys need to say anything, you have to just unmute yourself and say something. If you have any questions. There we go. Oh, that's almost perfect. I think I can. I got to turn it a little bit. I'll kick it. Kick with my big feet. All right. I'm going to go with a red again on this one. Why? I could go with burnt sienna, but I think it's going to make the sky a little green or gray out the sky a little bit. So if I do a oxide red up there, that's just a little, as you can see on the palette, it doesn't change that much. I mean, it's really about the same color. So but it's just a little bit cooler. Wait, no, it's warmer, isn't it? What do I know? But it looks cooler here. So I'm going cool. I'm not going to put too much up in the sky anyway. Like just toning the canvas off. I just want to get rid of the white, right? Really flopping it. Lost it. Here it is. Geez, I've been rattling all night. I couldn't hear anything he said because that's making so much noise. All right. So this is where we're at. I'm gonna move this over so you can see the photo a little bit better. Photo out so you can see that even better because it won't affect me. Definitely gonna just rub this in a little bit. Rub the colors in a little bit to grade out this panel. Then we'll go to work. it should not, you can see, usually we have a lot more colors on our palette. So this one shouldn't be too bad. We should run through the colors. We don't really have anything in here but chickens to worry about. And we'll see if we have anything. Ooh, chickens would be good. Or a cow, like we talked about. Cow. All right. I'm going to draw it in again, thinking about how high we want it, up here around the 1/3 area, a little bit lower you can go for that, and then coming down in here. This whole area, even though it kind of cuts, like we were talking about, cutting into the painting, it cuts about halfway through. But since we're going to be putting these guys at angles, the grasses, stronger angles, we'll be fine. And also the gate, we keep the gate right, like right over here, off center a little bit too. That will help. I hope that makes Eva feel better about this. Got to keep Eva on her side. There we go. So this comes in like this. Really, when I look at this thing, I look at where it's coming off of. So it's really almost coming off this corner. There's snow in the corner. That's really kind of coming in there. This one, I can see where it comes out, would be coming out. And basically, yeah, they're going to just come back all the way back in here at some point. But we're not doing really perspective. Okay, just thinking about where the snow kind of goes, but the snow is going to go on top, and just be lucky if I can get it in there. Really nice. That's what I'm hoping. A nice, be able to get things in with a nice one big stroke, feel to them. Okay, so and keep these grasses angled down into the painting. Good, because the road will drag it back, and that's always a good little thing to do. Making sure you don't have too many straight, parallel, flat areas here, even with this guy back in here. Just giving him a little bit of a rise here, even maybe a little higher than he was, will be good. And then you think about the other things back in there, but then you all of a sudden got boom, boom, and so. But I'm going to have this big tree here. It's going to sew this thing together. So we can have two separate pieces here, as long as they're just sewed here with the shadow right here coming through. That shadow, if I look deep enough into that tree, I'm sure part of that shadow has to be caused by something tall. It has right here coming through here. So I'm sure there's that, there's a post here too, besides the tree. And I think they're just overlapping each other, causing that post to go down and then going across and going up, getting that at a nice angle too. Just going back into space just a little bit more that way. Thinking the grasses, shapes, trees, I'm not worried about. They're just going to be in the way. So that's my drawing. Pretty simple, I take this up a little bit more, make it a little more in, get it back a little farther, faster. All right. Yeah, the darkest darks, some of the things are happening right here. So again, I'm starting my painting. I'll be starting off with the phthalo green and live oxide red. And just going to lay it right into these areas here, a little bit heavy. Mostly green on this side here. There's a little bit of it over here. Then I'm going to go back and put the red in on top of it, especially here. Here I want red. Red will hit our eyes faster. And so it will also come forward faster. That means it hits us faster, it comes forward faster. So it will help us, help this area here come forward quickly. Back in here, yeah, we're just going to play with it. Not as much. Doesn't get as much love back here. More red here. And of course, these guys got to line up a little bit. You know, you can get the edge if you want. Start that. I'm going to blend that out a little bit. Same over here. Let's blend this in a little bit. A little more red in the farther back. So this is just more oxide red added to it. It's just really in the backs here. Okay. I could add it here, but if I'm putting it back in here, I'm going to put it back in, like I said, with really no paint on my brush, basically using leftover whatever residual paint on my brush here. And you can see it's very little, but it's probably about the right value. So that that just helps me, tells me where I'm going to be going with it. Paint through things, paint through this tree here, that kind of stuff. All right. So brush is dirty. It's feeling good. The next two colors are alizarin and blue, but I'm not going to put those guys in yet because they're really come near the end. So I'm just going to go with the oxide red and blue, warmer blue. And I'm going to start thinking about this right here. This warm water area here. Gonna get that in. This is oops. I'm gonna white on it too now. Didn't want that, but I'll go with it. This is just oxide red and blue. No white. Just thinned out a little bit, with the oil. And I'm just kind of gonna mark this middle area here where that wetness is, because don't worry about where the exact snow is. We want the snow to grab some of this same stuff we got going here in a little bit anyway. So there's a little bit of a path right here. That's a little bit there. I might go back and take a little more oxide red and green together. And on the red side, really heavy on the red side. We get that little path coming out here with that for now. And as you can see, I'm just putting in pretty lightly, blending it out a little bit. Now I got the blue side. I'm going with the oxide red and blue and white. Shoot. Jumping the gun. Sorry. I'm going to wipe my brush out for that because I grabbed it with white in it already. I'm already passing up. If you don't put it in really dark in this stage, the time when you put in so the next stage where you get it to lay over here, it won't look right. It'll just kind of lay there. So that's a little too bluish. So the next color should be a lot better. This is burnt sienna and blue. This is pretty much gonna be the color. I'm gonna put it in the lower sections of the down here, lower sections, and work back even into this purple a little bit. You're gonna see this crossover of colors a little bit. But you got to put it in quickly and kind of like leave it. You can't just brush the two together. You want to leave a little bit of play in there. Like this one here, I just think I overdid the blue back here. This is going to be a pain in the butt to to get over. This is probably not going to work. I'm going to take some of it off. I think it's just going to. That's a nice look, though, too. Just taking it off like that almost comes right. So this is going to go back to blue and burnt sienna now. Taking it right here. Everything. You don't have to be even precise about this area because of what's going on. You got snow that's coming in here. So you don't have to be perfect at all on this area yet. Everything's just as like on this painting is loosey-goosey as we go. Should not be a big problem about anything. Marking the areas out. Okay, blend that out a little bit so you can see the darkness, how heavy that is at the bottom. It's going to be lightened up on the next stage. I'm going to darken in, use that burnt sienna and blue over here again, like just into that red I put in here. So I can work it in here a little bit, darkening in this area just a hair more. Thinking about things, just go. See, I've got that snow and it's going to go in there too, right there. Blow that out. Blow this up a little bit. Loosen that edge up. Same over here, just loosen that edge up. Think about the tree a little bit. All right. Well, now, just thinking of where I want to go first. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go with the sky. So I got my big brush out. Wipe it out. So I'm gonna get some of that, all that blue gray out of here. I'm gonna start off with the top. I want to start off with the darker part of the sky. So I'm gonna get the top in. Not worry too much about this stuff over here. I'm going to put that in a minute. I'm just going to rush, keep it light though. Same over here. I got, the tree's going to go in here, but I'm not going to worry about placement yet. I want to see what's happening before I place the tree. Because of, when I put some stuff down here, you never know if I might get something better than the exact placement, so at least it makes more sense than where I put it goes. Yeah, this blues is just a little dead compared to what it really looks like, but it's not bad. So that's the dark blue mostly, and then I'm going to lighten it up, go with the mid one, this mid one here. In this section, just a little bit lighter than that, just has basically a little more red in, a little bit of red into it and white. And I'm just gonna lighten them up, run it, a couple strokes of it so they blend together a little bit so you don't see too much of a line. And I can keep it a little bit darker over there too. I'm going to keep it darker over there, definitely, because of air holes and things like that. So they're always, when you start putting in this stuff over here, all these little holes that are right in here are really about this color when you come down and put them down in here because of the contrast of all the branches and stuff to make it look brighter. Kind of like what we're going to be end up doing with the snow. But then here I'm going to run this light white, blue white here, though, at the bottom into that edge. A little brighter, a little lighter. really all it has to be is right in that one spot in the middle. Okay. A little bit of gooey there. So you start to see where things start to fall across back in here, and how that blue is going to go across here. Got to have a lot of reflective blue in the sky in it. So our blue we made up should do that. I'm putting that one down, that brush down, and I'm going to grab a synthetic, bigger, just a little bit smaller synthetic. To do this part here on the street. I just like it. So I'm going to go through the colors and go through and see what happens here. This is oxide red and phthalo green on the red side. Looking at that, I was thinking about that in this spot. There's this section right here. That's just going to break this road down into little sections. I'm going, well, it could go right there. Did not make much of that color up, so better, if it doesn't go there, I'm kind of hoping it goes doesn't have to go too many other places. Just going to run it in here, keeping it thin, just really kind of keeping it still thin, because the paint's I'm going to build it up, and when I build it up, that's when the effect, I'm hoping to get a really nice effect on that road with building up the paint. So I'm trying to get a few colors going in this bottom and section here. It's dark over there. Where's this green go? I bet you I was thinking about putting some green back in here. That's about it. I'm not going to do much there. Look at that area. Okay. Sometimes it's all it is. You go through your colors and you find one spot for it. All right, I think the blues, like I said, I'm not going to be using my purples and blues that much right here. I'm going to stay and go with these things. I'm going to go with some blue and burnt sienna. See, it's really going to work out well right in here. Again, even though I had that, put that other one in here. Okay, it's just going to take a little bit of building when you start getting a little bit more white in your paint. This will build up pretty quickly. All right. This is burnt sienna on the burnt sienna side and blue. I can start to see it going in here. Maybe I'm going to switch to a bristle brush. I'm looking to see some of these kind of rougher edges where you leave it. Like this, that pavement being a little rougher, that effect can be really much better than a flat. The other one might be great, really good for, can be a lot better for the snow. But I thought maybe I could, got to check it out. Right back there. Most of that back there goes things there. I'm going to put a little bit right in this area. Then I'm going to have to mix up some more paint, more white. Yeah. Definitely going to have to get more white out. And I'm going to take that burnt sienna and blue down. I think I need to make those two really, into that value. That value is probably right around 4-ish. So I'm going to take that, what I got left in my, oops, a lot of red in here in my knife yet. So burnt sienna. And if that's more burnt sienna. Burnt sienna and blue and white. There we go. Got to get the grayness out of it. Yes, a little more burnt sienna. More white. Okay. Gotta take the blue side up, same way. Gotta take a piece of that up, blue gray side up too. A little bit of a flourish thing too. This the way it goes. I do one, I gotta do the other. They just work really well together. Get everything off my knife. All right. Clean it off my brush. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the lighter version and hit these spots. Let's see what happens. Just get it in there without too much trouble. So looking at them and just breaking these down into sections of shapes. So and just little by little, just breaking everything down by shape and how they connect to each other, about where, this one goes back, there's one goes back in here. It's like a number 4. A little bit of an angle there to this one, which connects to that one. It gets right here to where some snow is going to start. Same over here, a lot less. So, a lot less. I'm just going to take it easy in my stroke, trying not to make too much out of it, making more. And then this one comes back in, and it's heavy here. So, put down really good paint. Get that one stroke in, and pull out a few from the sides. Think from the things that kind of how it radiates out from that spot. A couple little areas here, thinking about farther back. Probably could use some little more light in that. And then this area. That area, instead of using more burnt sienna, I'll be using more of the blue version. And so it doesn't look just like I didn't do anything, Just a little bit of craziness there, which will settle down when the other colors hit it, get there. So just a little bit of spots here and there, but it doesn't look too lonely by itself in that spot. Knowing that snow is going to go back in there, I don't have much to do. All right, well, that's the road. Pretty simply done. I might even end up probably going back in with a knife at the end. But that will take me finish up this area here, get these things to a good spot. I got everything nice and dark. I got some things going on here. I will just, well, first I see that, and then I look up and I go, well, why don't I just, before I clean everything out, just do these guys back in here. Just hit these guys up. I'm doing a flick with my brush. Just
Jim, what
laying
color is that?
This is oxide red and blue with about a number 5.
Right.
Yeah, it's very gray.
Okay.
And I'll be just flicking my brush up a little bit, letting it come off. Just trying to get some ups and downs so it's not too regular. I might as well put in up here. I'm going to rub it into up here at the same time. Think about this area here. That would go on probably the red, the purpler side, or it might even go with a little. Yeah, That works fine. I'll put that in. Just rub it in a little bit, but not trying to over. With a bristle brush, I have room. I don't have, not everything fills in. So I can have some room here to do some, twists and turns. And that pretty much mimics a lot of these little branches coming off at the end and blends them in. I'll have a little bit of work to do here instead of paint every one. And then when it gets built up like that, that's okay, because there's a lighter leaf thing on here coming on too, which will take some room. That is just a little bit of a tree coming in right there too. Part of the tree. I'm going to do it over here too. I'm going to put it on the green side on this side. That was on the blue purple side. This is be on the green and side. That will come forward a lot nicer. So this is green and oxide red. That is blue, oxide red. So that right in this area here. It looks like sort of there could be a building here or a hen house. Ooh, the hen house. Oh, we got it made. Then we can make chickens. We got chickens. We got have eggs. So also use this just for that land back there. Just, sometimes just when you lay it next to something, it kind of changes color a little bit, the warmth against that blue. And it just kind of felt like that could be that. It could be that really easy. So I'm just going to run it into here and blues it. So, and then here, I'm not going to worry too much about this because it's all got to be cleaned up at the end. That takes me right to the grasses. Try to stay away from white as long as I can. But this will take me into the grasses, into the thing. So I'm going to start with my warmer oxide red and yellow or yellow ochre colors. I want to see what happens here. I'm going to be doing push, up strokes mostly for this stuff. Of course you can do a few down ones, but when you get near the top, getting that kind of stuff really reads grass, and you don't have to do much work. So, but this is a good way. I mean, that's really what you want to do at the end after you have the snow in. Just feed this in a little bit. There's a lot lighter color comes in here yet. Just want to fill this in a little bit. Fill that in. Start to see where this could go up here. Not much. The white version of that will end up being a lot more. Right now, there's no white on these colors. That's what I'm trying to get these things in as bright as I can underneath. And this is just, this one is, this is on the ochre side. Yeah, this is yellow ochre with that in it. It's on the yellow ochre side. As you can see, it's really, real close to what we could do and can do on that. And I'll keep it on that side, I think. And then on this side, I go with a more cad orange. And
it's
cad
just
orange. What? Sorry. Somebody was saying something. I'm going Um, so I'm using a warmer on that side, a little cooler, muted out ochre over here on this side. So this is going to be richer, and it'll help that come forward a little bit. I'm going to have to push it all back a little bit. And oh gosh, I went right over. Right here's my road. Lost my road. Well, so I wasn't supposed to lose all of it. All right, I'll put it back in. That's why you work in piles. You work in piles, you always have room to put things. You still have the paint. You still have the paint. I can come back in here and get these guys in darker and stuff. I don't want to put the trees in yet. I'm going to put in the, I want to put in all the snow in next. And then I'm going to put in the brighter yellows at the end. So just want to have things ready to go just in case when I get there, because this painting is just going to be done and pretty quick. I want to make sure that this little yellow area here from the road stuff goes past these two areas too. I'm going to have this come up a little bit, make sure that that feeds a little bit farther into there. And then this, okay, that should be nice. Flip that knife around. Okay. Yeah, it's a little murky right now. That's the way it is going to be. But as soon as I put the right colors with just a little bit of white on them, on top of that, we'll be done. I just don't want to get there too soon. I'm going to use a little bit of this though in this tree. I think this tree's back in here. It's this range of trees. That's what I would be doing. And separating these guys out a little bit. Just a little bit more than that would have been great. All right, good enough. Break this tree down a little bit. I want to break that line in there. I want to keep it, we can run into it. I just don't want them both be at the same spots. I want to move this, make sure this is down a little bit. This is probably a bush too, but I put just a little bit of a harder edge on top here. It'll be fine. Okay, and push back. Okay. Well. We are right there. I'm going to be going from here and pushing in now. You can see what the white's doing. That value is really close to what I need. Might be just a little warm, so that color cooled off a little bit. Shouldn't work. So I'm going to go back, and now I'm going to go back for now. At this point, I'm going to try my synthetic. Let me see this color. Yeah, I clean my brushes out a little bit better than that. Loop my whole pile. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on my brush and then grab paint. I'm going to do these front sections here. And that's why I put a little bit of oil on, because I'll be going over a lot of this area here. So I'm going to start right here and do this big one here. What we do is just bring it down, rock my brush, seeing where that shadow is, lay it flat, pull it down, release it on one side and just rock it a little bit, and release it again.
And Jim, is that most for white?
This is oxide red and a little bit of, and just a little bit of phthalo green and lots of white.
Wow. Okay. Looks white on the video.
Yeah. Well, it's way high key. It is
there.
way up. It is up here like a number 2. So yeah, all the colors at that point really look like that. And so, yeah. just gonna you can think about that white little line there going in here. Just put that in real quick since my brush is a little dirty. Again, touching oil, just to the barely touching oil to the tip. Barely getting any oil on, but just enough. And then grabbing your paint. And then when you put it in, it's going to stay good for a long time. And then when it starts to mix, you flip your brush and go to the other side. And it should be just like that. Dirty enough that when, the paint's dirty enough that you can go back in and touch areas like this. The smaller ones, you don't want as bright as the big areas because they're going to jump off its holes and things like that. So you want to make sure your paint is, after you go through here, is dirty. And then you can do these little ones, little lines like this and this and this, any of that stuff. Secondary strokes. Okay, big stroke right here. Same thing, just touching oil. That's where I'm going so slow. I barely touch it. And then grab my paint. I'm going to put it in on this side. I'm going to go for this side. It's really matching up the edge, the edge of my brush with that thing, that section, and just then laying it in and just pushing it, turning my brush and rolling it, turning it, pushing it down and twisting it off. Next one, I'm going to put this one in just a little more green. I'm going to go to the other side of that shape. It's a bigger shape than anything. So I'm going to go just a little more green into this. I don't know why. Just to break it up. So start just slightly different spot. Push it down, lay it in, turn it, flip to clean paint. Twist them together a little bit. Pretty close. I probably could have, let me see what this does. Pull them together in the middle. Just a little bit. Okay. I'll leave that. I'm going to do the same thing over here. 2 sections right here on the other side of this path. And do the same things. This one I would put in a little more phthalo green version than red. Same thing. When I drift back, I'm pretty much there. Go with a little more blue into it there. That might work better. Just thinking about that snow here. It's right here on the edge, right up against the area there. Probably a little burnt sienna and white right in here, right where the snow is hidden by some of the grasses. That would be good there. Same thing over here. Just start to build. I'm going to go back in now. A little more green, I think, and get these kind of fun shapes. They're just fun little shapes, like reverse C here. I kind of see. That's why I just kind of make them into visual shapes I can see. And that's an F for sure. I got an F on that one. Boy, that was terrible. Or a little blue gray, change up a few of these things too. A lot of this stuff's going to look a little different too in a few minutes when we start putting in the shadows in the snow too. That's the cool thing. See where this got a little bit too straight back here, just nibble at the corners a little bit. Change that shape around a little bit so it's not so heavy. And then when we put in the blue, everything should come together on this. This is the hardest thing to do right there. Just getting this road to be nice. You know, even this color here, I could see a little bit of blue, more blue probably reflected in this section here. A little bit of blue, a little white. I got the shape good. So going back into the shape just to put a little more blue into that, really a good idea. Same here, if you want to put a little more blue into this shape. This is kind of a one I'm not too worried about even being over here. Just basically I want it as a pointer going into the painting. This is a pointer going in. This one too, of course. That should be a blue gray. Yeah, that's much better. So this right in here, I even switched to a blue or white now. It's cooler. This is alizarin and blue with white in it. It's really high key. And it's going to take me into this area here a little bit. I'm going to take it in there. But then I got to warm it up again. I might not even have the color for that now. This area here has to be warmed up. This blends right into it. And that's what I was thinking about, putting in a little bit more blue in here in dashes. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to put in. Okay. I'm going to put in this dark area right here. The blues, purples now. I'm going to go into those. I'm going to try it out first before I just dive into it. This is going to be pretty close to the sky color, right? But before I get right there, let's get a few pieces here and these little ones and start creating some shadows. See how it works. Values holding up. Looks okay. I mean, you can definitely, should have a really close relationship, I think, with the sky. So sometimes I'm going to put this in really kind of blue and purple going up into this section here. Going up. Okay. I can see that working all right. All right, I'm going to take it blue and white. Might be a little dark. Let's put it in. One big stroke, pull it down, start angling it down. And do that. That'll work. I'm going to use regular sky color for this right here. On this section right here. It's just really a lot bluer and stuff. And I might even go back into this one a little bit. And it goes down the road here a little bit. Bring it in a little bit. And gently drag it across here. Thing is to get these shadows be continuous from one to the next. So when you're going over things, that's how they read really well, so you know where things are going, so I could put that in here too. Yeah, this is the sky. I'm putting in the sky from up here, right in here even. The blue gray, the periwinkle color I made up, I just decided was not bright enough. So I'm going to run it into this barn here a little bit. I'll make this a barn. So I'm just going to run it into a shape, kind of just a box tilted in edge. Could be a barn, could be a shed, something like that. Don't have to make too much sense out of that stuff. Okay, this is far enough back. Now I can just really probably have to brighten up this road a little bit more. I'm sure, like you said, it looks really white, but it's not that white. It's pretty grayed out. Let me see what goes back in here. It should be a yellow white. That's for sure. This should be a yellow white in this area. So it's going to have some white. I'm going to know I know where it is. Let's see. It's a little bit of red and yellow into it. See, that's what it should be. It should have some yellow into it because of the sun into the white. Like I said, warm snow. So but it's going to be off. So if you use like a yellow ochre and some white, maybe touch a hair of red into it. That's what I've got right now. And then just really, really high key, a lot of white into it. But I'm going to use that first. Get this out of here. I'm going to use just a little bit of yellow white. What I was going to use on these guys. And get this in here. Just a little brighter because want nice. Oops. I don't want to hit the blue. That's what I was saying. I'm going to put the blue in at the end. Right? And that would have been smart. Could have been smart. Could have done the right thing. And again, so you put this stuff in, you just leave it. So that's working really good for back in here. I think that will work even better back in here than the purple I put. Just going to throw in a purple back in here. But this is again, this came from this is phthalo green and cat orange with a lot of white in it. It was going to be for some of these guys down in here. This is another step of it, adding white to it, so it's really white. Right here. But it just has just that little touch of warmth to it. And that's the snow. And I don't have to put it in perfect. I just need like one decent stroke right about here to be okay. And then just drifts off over here a little bit. Yeah, see, I've got a building here now. I don't need to go that far. Then up front, I already put that yellow in. I'm going to put this color again right over the yellow I put in, the white yellow. And that should help tie these two together. Probably just a little bit more paint. Wipe my hand thing couple more times here. Just build this up a little bit. it starts to work. At one point, you can almost just to get it to that last, step. It was put in pure white, and then one more push it, 2 strokes to push back farther or so. And then over here, I'm not too worried about that. That's pretty good. Run that into that. Little areas are going to have to be brought up and brightened up. I might end up coming back with this color up here, just back into here too. You're probably going to need it just to brighten up a few spots. And that snow to make it look right. Especially this stuff when it's catching a lot more light. And also pay attention where things are, that they're not too close to the edge. Not always something, pay attention to. Soften that line up. And snow, or snow right there. This should be going to be pretty bright. I said I'm not worried about the fence. Not even worried about, now I can start thinking about the tree a little bit. Okay. I've got one little bit of stuff here too. Soften a few edges. We'll run some paint right in the middle of that thing. That's break up this shape here a little bit, like there's a tree there or something, so you got a little bit that, a little bit there, more on the back end of the color. Push it around, and we're good. I'll put one. I was using this light baby, really low end sky thing. I might just drag one more line here across here just to keep it out of my head. Energy. All right. Now for the big stuff. Okay, that tree. Definitely I want to keep that tree off center a little bit. So I'm going to keep it over here to this side. So I'm going to, do I want it that wide? Just get rid of some of that white and bury it right into here. Make sure it angles a little bit one way, this way, comes back into the painting a little bit at the end. Run off the corners a little bit. Basically, how that branches are going to go. Work on this one side here, because this is where all the branches are. They're all right over here on this side. So you catch those guys. Couple, keep these front here, this one here, it's a little tight. Make sure you got a big gap so you don't have them coming all the way down here at the same weight. And then get a really big one down in here, that wider one. And he can travel up here, go up there, make then a couple lower ones here. Lower coming in. I can go a little wider at the bottom. So it comes up, splits there, gets a thing. Okay. And then same over here, just little one there, the branch there, kind of pulls together with this a little bit. Reach and pulls those guys section together. And little branches up there. And then thinking about like little things like where posts are going to go. and other posts are, and grasses in here, and a little darker grasses here and there. Okay, so let's get this paint off here. Pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna paint the dark side of that tree in branches. Like I said, definitely gonna have to have one or two coming from this side, right? Think about that. We got a lot of little ones in down in here. And then there's another tree right back there. Okay. I'm gonna paint the dark side of that. I'm gonna change to a different synthetic. And paint the dark side. Thinking about that being like if I was doing it like in the phthalo greens, phthalo green and red side would be really good. Nice mix of both, oxide red and phthalo green. You know, painting that in here lower, maybe going to a little bit bluer version of those colors as I came up. That's what I would do. When I go up there, maybe just burnt sienna and blue.
That looks green, is that correct?
Yeah, it's kind of a blue, it's red green at the bottom right here, right in here, digging into this area here. Yeah, definitely probably looks a little greener. And then when I get up here, because of the sky and everything else, a little height, you get that height. Sometimes you go to a more blue. So I'm going burnt umber in blue, which I was using down in here, pushing it up here and leaving it that way. Maybe oxide red in here too. And I'm just gonna paint some other branches in. You know, and I'll get then I'm gonna work on the thickness of it with the next color. Like I said, right in here, I could see light's gonna give myself a little room to play there. Catch everything else with the light and picking up things, and we'll bend things around a little bit. Probably a little low on that, so I'm just cheat it down a little bit. It's a little thicker too. Okay. Oxide and red and green in that part. Let me see what this does. I'll be using this is the road color, burnt sienna and blue. I was using right in here. Now, going to be using it on as the lighter side of this guy. Probably just a little bit more paint would be good to do. Kind of ran out of that color. So just a lit 1 second to make some more burnt sienna and blue together. Then I got the lighter version. Would be nice to do maybe a little more burnt sienna. Get that warmth. I probably have it break down in here too. Some of that real pasty stuff. But I want to be able to put it in like, you know, like that. Probably, I think a bristle brush would be better. Now I'm thinking on this one. Using all my brushes. Switching to a bristle brush to do the same thing I just did. Because the distance, see, I knew it was going to leave a gob like that, which is just what I want. I want to be able to put it on one big stroke and just let it all come off. And then just look at the sunny side of it a little bit. Some of these things I didn't put the shadow side on, so I got to go back and put those on at the end. So just a little oil color. Should be able to run this from here down to there really easy and be pretty clean. If it's too clean, you know, touch it up because we don't want too perfect a line. That's why I wanted these things over here just to be a little more, little harsher, little, you know, leave a little paint here and there and stuff with little blends, quick blends on the outside, so I can just looks right. There we go. Starting to get there. Now you can just see I'm just a little dark everywhere, value wise, with some of these things, but really pretty close. Probably about the right value for this kind of tree back over here on this side, which is covered up with everything anyway. So I put just a hair of a line there and think that this guy's going to take just a little more. What's that first color we did? We mixed the two colors, burnt sienna and white together. Yeah, that's where I'm going to. And I'm going to use that right low on this guy and I'm going to use that color to go back in and hit these one edges there and really just pop the heck out of that thing. Make sure it doesn't get too close to the edge. Bring it back in. So that was a good one to know. Burnt sienna, blue, really good for kind of grayed out trunk trees, old trees like this. And then as you get more light like this, you need more light, more on the burnt sienna side. Again, though, when you get to the point where you need thin line with a holding paint, going over wet paint, dip your brush or touch with oil, grab clean paint, and you'll get your strokes in. And you can see I'm just barely getting anything, leaving a lot of like almost not hitting everything even. Anything else here? Hardest thing about trees is getting the ones that foreshorten at you in your face. I don't, you know, I never get those guys very good. At least I don't feel like I do. Okay, so some of the darker lines in here. So you can see, didn't take long to put that tree in. I'm going to go back and like some of my darks, the fairy, and then I'm going to hit the yellows. Get these guys in a little darker again. Now everything's been played with a little bit. Oxide red. Getting that shadow right here. to meet up, right? Meeting that shadow up. Same over here, same thing. Shadow coming in. I'm gonna make it from the tree. I don't have to worry about anything. Okay. I can correct any drawing little problems I have there in here with yellow now. Just get put this in oxide red and some blue. More oxide red right in this tree coming up. That branch over. All these little branches, just twisting my brush around as I go. That's it. Okay, that's that. And it's just little stuff on that. And this guy too, same thing, just a little redder. This backside, right there. All right, I'm gonna clean my brush and go to the yellows, get the yellows in. And then I should start taking shape. So these are gonna be the ones with just a little bit of white in them, colors. A little more red on this side. Good bristle, do it. So this one's going to be, keep that red going there, get it down here, get it on the edge. This is the yellow one. Going to go up this tree a little bit. Where I get that, push that tree back. This is ochre, more ochreish. I'm looking for the big section. I'm not looking for the little stuff on it yet. Just going to do the big as a big section. Going to bring some of the yellow over here a little bit more too. So it doesn't have to be there, but you know, keeping that a little more red than this, that's helps create space. And twisting the brush off a little bit, basically keeping it very light as I go here to wipe out all that dark I put in. Okay, now I'm just gonna go jump to the white yellows. See how they go in here. Got so much color in here already with that white and everything else in here. So just getting this to warm it up a little bit like that, little spottiness will help. And then finding the little ones down in here. Now that the paint's a little bit dirty on my brush, you can get this, just this little stuff here, just lightly drag it in and be all right. I'm gonna get also this very back area here. I'm just needs to be a little, this area here needs to be a little richer. And then this here thing too. A little more red into that color. Oh, the last thing we did, you know, this is rough. This is very rough. You know, most of the stuff, you know, even back in here when I'm putting these trees in, I'll be going back in and, you know, re-looking at a lot of this stuff. But this is how it usually goes in this much. I'll be spending another probably hour or two, you know, getting this put in right. Get cleaning up a couple lines here and there. Where figure out where my chickens go. In here. Everybody wants chickens. We can put chickens in. But if I put them in, y'all have to put them in. So separate that building from this tree a little bit. That helped a lot. It really helped that tree a lot too. Okay. Yeah, definitely little areas you're gonna find love to do. Finding areas where you're gonna have just a little light come through. These are one of my favorite little things to do is come through here and to find the light trails that's going on, through these things. But all right, say that's done. Say I've got this pretty much done. I'm gonna rough this color out a little bit. Okay, the last thing to do is the hardest thing probably, because you have to take your time, and I'm not going to take any time, but everything in here basically I could do or separate it out. A lot of this stuff I'm just going to be rolling my brush around on the top, creating a little bit of stuff, just rolling it. Does all the work for me, so I'll be doing that. A little bit of knife work. But I'll be taking my knife, cleaning my knife. I'll just do the box, and then we'll see what you guys get. I'll put it in probably with a blue gray. I mean, if I had, I could do it with this. That might be touch dark. Everything goes in with a knife just a little darker than you think it would. But I'm going to put it in with a oxide red and blue. Pretty much full strength, no white, but just a hair of white, let's say. So I'm gonna take it, put it right on the edge of my knife, right on my edge, and I'm just gonna draw a line. Let's say it's gonna go in right here, pretty much just a little bit. I got just see if I can draw one line as far as I need to. That's it. It's clean your knife, put another one in right under it. You can just run it parallel too. You don't have to go too far. Just run it right underneath it. Whatever happens, happens. It's better to get it in like this and be off than you're trying to fix it. Because you try to fix these things, it's a mess. So you put them in there. Just run it. 3 or 4. Try it. I'm going to do 5. And this will be the bottom one. Right. And anything over here just is a finger work. Just push it back in. That you can live with. And then I just got to straighten out the sides a little bit. I mean, put an edge on this side. And one on the other side, and then break it into quarters. So it said right about that. Oops. Okay. And this will be it. So this one right here, right there. Grab new paint, wipe it off. Split it right in half in the middle. Whoop. That got hit by a bull. I can tell the bull hit it. Another one there and the other one there. That's all I'm going to do. Then any posts, are just like that. Little post. And that will help, you got to have a post on each side of this thing holding it together. Things, trees are all going to be just like that on this edge. Just pulling them off my knife. Like I said maybe if I want, just want to, get some more paint on that line or something like that. I'll come back in with just like that with a knife and just get some paint on there. And you can start seeing what the goodly gods it kind of does here. You put that in, it kind of pulls them all together nicely, really clean. So it's like, like snow. You can do it. It just adds a little bit of brightness. And definitely do it. That helped a lot. And then a lot of little things up here. This is all little stuff. But the colors are all there for you. So I'll bring you in. You can sort of see what's going on. You can see the last few marks that really added a lot to it down there. You can start seeing when you really put the paint on that it really has guts to it and it feels good. And that's where this stuff is just got to be kind of fun and goofy. But then when you put these little paint areas in, like I said, put them in like you mean it. Same with this. This is a little pale, but it still has a lot of work to do. See, now I don't have to play around too much with this. That's in pretty quick. You saw how easy it was? If you can do it that easy with the knife, while I bring out a little, little brush and try it, because just for me, it just drives me nuts. I have no control with a little brush, so I can barely sign my name to these things. So that's it for this one. Let's see what we got here. Anybody want to show? Turn your cameras on and your mics on. And you see, an hour, a little bit. We started at 8 o'clock, hour and 20 minutes. We got it blocked in 3/4 the way there. Yeah. Little things I'll be doing, putting in the little, also these little, these kind of little marks here like that going through here will help it a lot too. Okay. Eva is showing. Here comes Eva. How you doing tonight? Ooh. All right. That is gorgeous. That
looks more
without the
dramatic
yellow yet.
in this. Okay, let's get some more light.
Oh, now I don't like it. I liked it without the light on.
I know.
No, really beautiful snow. Really, really good job on that. That road reads beautifully. You are coming up on the yellows and stuff, sneaking up on them, nice on the sides. That's really gorgeous, Eva. I hate to say you're gonna ruin it when you put in that fence, the gate in there, but we'll see how you do. That's your challenge. Yeah, really good design on the snow and the shadows, how the blue shadows are working with the snow and with the road. That's a gorgeous little abstract there. It's like you did a pour.
Well, okay, whatever you say. I thought it was horrible, but
really,
I try to catch up with you, and really at some point I just was dipping my brush in whatever paint was on the palette.
It looks great, to tell you the truth. It looks really, really good. I like it a lot. And I think, you're just catch up with me now. You're going to have to take the far back of the snow. I don't think you painted probably that far back area, right? Does that have color in it, paint in it?
Well, it is painted. Yes, it's yellowish kind of.
Okay, you probably have to blue it out or red it out with a little bit of oxide red, a lot of white, just oxide red, and push it back a little bit, and then that front part of the snow where it's right by the road coming into the grasses and that little clean area on the other side of the shadow. Yeah, clean that area up. Basically, you reverse those two pieces, between the shadows.
Okay.
The blue shadow going across
Right.
the middle. You took that front part, put it back there. You took that clean part back up there and put that in front. Yeah, you'd be right there. Right now, that back part's folding in on us because it's so far back. It's the light's too bright, and so it's coming forward so fast. It's flipping it into us.
It
That's
looks
the only
like,
problem there. Everything
looks
else,
like a
man, that's
hill.
gorgeous. Even yeah, it looks like a hill. So if you just flip those two values, you darken that one back there a little bit more and then lighten the one in the front, you'll be fine.
Okay.
It's really good. I like your shadows. You're really great on those beautiful little details and stuff. The trees coming along, that's gonna be nice. I can see that already. And do what you want. If you want, your gate and stuff, you can put in any gate you want. If you don't want to, you want to challenge yourself, put it in. If you don't, you can just leave a road going into the snow. Whatever.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
Okay.
you can fix it's oils. We can fix whatever we mess up, right?
Thank
That's
you.
a beautiful, really great start. Congrats.
Thank you.
Okay. Kathleen. Sorry.
I'm here,
Kathleen, you're
Colin.
up.
Oh, well,
Here she. Oh, that's
Is
a
it on
beautiful
there?
table. That is magnificent. There we go. Now we're coming. Slowly but surely, we're moving in on it. Okay.
sorry, I
You
don't
already
know
have
what's
your
going
yellows
on
in.
here.
That's nice.
Oh, can
It's
you
just
see it?
pixelated. It's just, they probably, yeah, I can see it.
Oh, okay. The color always looks so
It just took a
funny on
while,
the
probably.
camera. But
Yeah,
anyway,
well, it's the camera. Yeah, it's probably just your lights making it go a little yellowish and stuff, probably more than it is, right?
that better?
Yeah, that is better. I can tell what's going on. Good job on the chaos in the front. That looks like a war scene, That is good. I love that. That's just, it's just an abstract. That's all we're doing is looking at
That's all I can say.
I like it. I like it a lot. I like that. And your trees coming along and you got your yellows in nice and strong. I would say you probably just check the snow color in the back middle there. Maybe that's a little too yellow.
Okay.
I wouldn't doubt that. But if that could be your monitor or your camera here too. So it should be grayed out compared to what we got even here up front.
Okay.
So really beautiful. Some really great drawing going on the side. I love the way you're putting in the trees and stuff on the sides. Those the non-matter trees, the ones that just got to be taking place and filling up the edge there. That's exactly how you put those in. You don't put them in with too much love and just let them bend a little bit,
Well, I'm
and that's
planning
all
on
you have to
toning
do.
it down
Just
when I get more white, but not the trees
Okay.
and stuff.
Yeah, you got the big tree in. That's going to be nice. That's a good bend to it. Yeah, when you get the weight into it of the light going into it, that's going to be great.
Okay.
Good.
Well,
Really
I'll
good
keep
start.
working.
Really good start. Congrats.
Well, thanks, James. You're always so positive.
really.
Thanks.
I am positive. I can't help it.
Yes,
I'm
you
just that
are.
kind of guy. All right.
Well, thank
Char,
you.
turn on your mic. Kim, turn on your mic. Sharon, turn on your mic. James
Okay.
Swanson, turn your stuff. Oh, that's me. Lynette, where's Lynette? Lynette, get going here. We got to gear up pretty soon, right after this. This is Char coming in.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Not
that's
my,
Char.
not
That's
my
Kathleen.
thing.
All right. Here we go. What did you do? A watercolor?
No. I got a different camera. It's a little better, isn't it?
Yeah.
Too, than it was.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
That looks good. You figured out how to use a different camera, huh?
Yeah.
Got that added in. That's nice. Really good start. Really great start. I mean, on the design. Okay, the design, yeah, it is what it is. It was a really good design. and I like what you're doing. It looks like you're going a little heavier on the fence than and stuff.
I tried
too.
to do it with a palette knife and I got too much paint on it
Okay.
and made it too wide.
That's,
Oh.
I tell you, you go with it. Go with it. Don't worry about it. It's good. I mean, I was going to go, well, yours is more almost like an English kind of gate because it is thicker metal and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
those things can be pretty thick.
Yeah.
And then, I was looking at how dark it is next to the gate and I'm going, well, that could be like one of those stone walls, pretty cool, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Shit's girl's thinking.
Well, I can I need to put, highlight on the post on the, the light side, and I'll work on it. We'll see.
yeah. Okay. All right. You keep working on it. I don't know what happened. We got lost. Somebody knocked us off here a little bit. Hear me come back. I got to come all the way back out. Sorry about that. Is that me? No. I have no idea what's happened here. Huh. I know. It's like Sharon. I don't know. Sharon, did you quit out? What'd you do? Sharon is taken over. That's what it is.
Yeah, wait, it said I was sharing my screen with Sharon. This is Susan. Wait, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. How did Sharon all of a sudden take over our show here? Sharon. Let me see. Did I make I didn't make her host. No, I didn't. Sharon, you made yourself host. Can you believe that?
How is that possible?
I don't know. I tell you, Zoom has just been screwing up like this left and right lately. Like you can see back there, I can't control this.
James, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi. I've got like 4 devices going, so I'm still having a problem getting a shot. I'll put one in email and
Sure.
send it that way. Okay.
Like you did last week is fine.
Okay. Terrific.
We're
Thanks.
fine. You're good. Okay. Everybody else, I can't even get back to my own spotlight.
Whoever has got the thing needs to put stop share. I don't know who it is.
Okay. Wait, I'm back.
Here, wait,
I'm back.
it could be me.
Oh, it was Susan?
I don't know.
Susan, let's blame Susan.
Is it still doing it? It's still on mine.
Yeah.
No, I
Still
got
online,
Sharon.
too.
I got
I'm
me
gonna-
up.
And see if that helps.
Okay. Oh, who else?
Here we go.
Lynette.
There we
Hey, Jim,
go.
I can go. It's Mike.
Hey, Mike. Mike's up. Mike can go. Let me find you, Mike, on here. God, Mike, I don't. Oh, there you are. Boy.
What?
There you go.
That was funny.
That's a good start. That looks like Indiana, Mike. You were painting Indiana, weren't you?
Yeah, it started.
Color-wise, you nailed so much of it. You're really doing great. Fun job on the road. Really good, fun work on the road. Now you just need little spots in the road. Now barely hardly anything there. The snow going in the back. Wow, that's really good. And you can see I think it's just by temperature even. It's just being almost that aqua white color in the front and then really just almost pure white in the back. The cooler blue really created the distance where that's falling back there right. The aqua just a little bit strong yet. You probably still have to get that to work with the front colors a little bit better, or get a little bit of that into the front colors too.
Okay.
Otherwise, yeah, really good job on the tree so far. I like what your grasses are coming up with. Are you working just palette knife?
I've switched over to the knife right now. I did brush, just switched.
He brought out the knife. I knew he would. Yeah, get those darks in just in the back edges a little bit, and then a little bit of light showing through. And then if you want to put in the gate, put the gate in,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
Yeah, that's coming along really good, Mike. You cleaned up a lot of areas that kind of didn't make sense a little bit on the photo itself. So and so there's really, it's very speaks for itself really quickly. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the help.
No worries, bud. You did the work. See what happens, people? You put in the work, you get something nice out of it. Put in the work. Okay, who else we got? Did Kim, you painted?
Yep.
All right, let's see what Kim did.
Can you see it?
Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool. I like that. That you got a really good arc going in that tree. You got the way the snow's leading in. Yeah, of course you got a little areas you got to clean up in the snow, and a few things. You got the fence.
The paint's heavy. Yeah, I got the fence. Trying to make it for you to see
I
it.
think that I could see that. I could just see really good lines. Steady hand. Good
Palette
girl.
knife.
I tell you, man, it's just a little nice tool to have for all this little stuff to just scrape in and scrape out. Put some of the snow back in with it. It's just like, wow, just adds to the painting so much. I always love it, especially snow paintings. Coming along really nice there, Kim. Probably you have to lighten up one side of the tree a little bit more, of course.
Yeah.
Probably,
yeah.
and get your and the shadows really, really, just in case it's, it could be the camera, just a little bit stronger in the blue areas. Almost they should probably almost match your sky. That's what I end up coming down with. They should almost match the sky. It's okay to be cooler and more blue, lighter blue in the background. I mean, in the farther back shadows. But yeah, these front ones, man, if you just even use the sky, you'd probably be perfect. It's really coming along nicely. It has a nice, movement to it. It really kind of bends and kind of ooey gooey, way.
It's very
really
ooey
nice.
gooey. The paint is very heavy. Yeah.
Isn't it? That's fun though. That's a crazy thing about oil paints. It's so easy to paint with a lot of paint. It's so hard to paint with no paint. It's just makes everything go on so much easier. You can move it around and play with it. There's some more options. I love it. Really good. Really good. Yeah, work it a little bit more. Work a little bit more snow on the street a little bit, and you're gonna be there. It's really nice. Great start.
Good. Thank you.
All right, Susan, did you paint, Susan? You won't turn on your camera. All right, I'm coming back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Susan, we can hear you.
Sorry,
I'm
sorry. You know what? I didn't paint this week. I was in the hospital for 3 days this week. So
don't lie to us.
I really was. So
what happened? Tell us the
just
story.
Just stomach stuff. I actually last week during class I started feeling really awful, and then ended up with high fever and ended up in the hospital with diverticulitis. And so now the antibiotic, this is the second or third time, but the antibiotic that they put me on is just kicking my butt. It's I can't stand up without getting dizzy. So I was just watching today, and hopefully this week, I have 5 more days of this, and hopefully I will do it this week. And I wiped my swan off. I was in such a bad mood after last week, then I looked at the video and I thought, why did I wipe my swan off? It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, you looked at mine. That's why. Looked at it, and I was better, but I wiped mine off. You do that. I told you about that. Don't wipe your paintings off.
I know. I'm a chronic wiper, but anyway, so I watched today, and thank you. I learned a lot.
Okay. No worries. No worries. You feel better. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else that miss? Doesn't look like it. Monica, what about Monica? No, Monica just watching again.
I was watching. Yes.
That's good, Monica. You can always come watch. One of these days, you're gonna you'll catch up on all these classes.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, all right. But that's it for today. Next week, we have some other really good ones coming up. I'm not sure what I want to torture you guys with or paint with you guys with next week. So we'll figure something good out. And if you guys want to throw me something, that's okay. And otherwise, have a great week. Stay warm here in the Chicago area where we're freezing cold here again. And we'll see you guys all next week.
Thanks, James.
Thanks, Jim. Stay warm.
All right, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Good seeing
Bye.
everybody. Bye.
Yeah. Night.
Bye.
Jim,
What?
Thursday, are you
Thursday
gonna
coming up.
send the photo out? What?
You didn't
Wednesday?
download it? You paid for it. You didn't download? Don't you do? Doesn't anybody download anything anymore?
I didn't see I got the receipt, but I didn't see the download.
Yeah, I always send it out the day before.
Okay.
So I will make sure you got it. I knew you paid, and I thank you for it. And anybody else wants to paint, come paint. That'll be fun.
Okay.
All right.